the 22 yards that made that little boy into the legend. Plug Virat Kohli in and you'll never have a power shortage. Oh, 6 and 4 seems to be the new binary code for this man. 11 on 10 for him. These are definitely Smith's ashes. One of the things India discovered at the World Cup was you cannot go into a major tournament with an unsettled middle order. And now, as we virtually come to the end of a home season, 3 one-days against Australia, what did we see? Once again, a slightly unsettled middle order, all because India still don't know who Rishabh Pant is, who India's #1 keeper is, where MS Dhoni is, whether he's going to come back, is Dinesh Karthik completely gone, what happens to Sanju Samson. And so this uncertainty, I'm not sure, is good for the game. But let's look at this very peculiar situation around Rishabh Pant. Because Rishabh Pant is either the darling of social media or the villain of the social media. The truth, as always, lies somewhere in between. And I think he's a very confused, unsettled young man. Now, I don't know what happens inside the dressing room. Virat Kohli said to me the other day, our directions are very clear. Everyone knows what their role is. But on the outside, let's see what the career of Rishabh Pant looks like. It's a small career, but it's had more ups and downs than many large careers. Where did we first hear of Rishabh Pant? Forget the Under-19 World Cup. We heard of him as a fabulous clean hitter for Delhi Daredevils, as it was called then. And you said this man is too much of a batting talent to let go. And so you started blooding Rishabh Pant as well. And then when Ridhiman Saha was injured, we said, right, let's carry him along in the test match side. Didn't work with Dinesh Karthik in test match cricket. Suddenly, Rishabh Pant is your test match keeper. He scored 100 in England. He scored 100 in Australia. Takes selfies with Tim Payne. Everyone is talking about Rishabh Pant. When he's not scoring big scores, he's still making those 20s, 30s. He's a wonderful free-flowing batsman. And we are told he's now India's #1 keeper, even if Saha is around, which is what we saw in the West Indies. So what is Rishabh Pant thinking of himself? I am now India's red ball keeper. He's not picked for white ball cricket because Dhoni comes back. Karthik is still doing well. And all of a sudden, he's told, you tomorrow in the World Cup side, where? To bat at #4 in a semi-final. So he's now a middle order #4 batsman for India in white ball cricket. Then what happens? Saha comes back. He's no longer a test match keeper, but he's now not a red ball keeper, but a white ball keeper. A little bit of inconsistency that always happens. Maybe he's not sure of his role. Maybe whatever happens, he doesn't score a few runs. Next thing you know, he misses a game. KL Rahul keeps wickets. Now KL Rahul is the #1 keeper. So what is Rishabh Pant? Is he a red ball keeper? No. Saha is a red ball keeper. Is he a white ball keeper? No. Because now KL Rahul is a white ball keeper. I think there's too many contrasting signals going out to this poor young man. I know some of you might be saying, but he's not delivered. And I think, I'm not sure he's the kind of person who's got a mind of his own, who probably needs to be told what your role is. Remember, he's just in his early 20s. So what I would like to see with Rishabh Pant is, this young man is your role. But if you've got a muddled mind at the moment, if you're uncertain of where you are, if you've had too many ups and downs, maybe just go back and play for Delhi. Go back and win matches for Delhi. Keep in 4-day cricket. Spend a lot of time behind the stumps. Go and play your flamboyant innings and come back and rediscover who you are and say, you know what, I can play cricket, and get that confidence back before you're in the Indian team. Now, he's going to New Zealand. Is he going to play in New Zealand? We don't know. The KL Rahul experiment over 50 overs has worked. So it'll be very, very tempting to ask him to keep in 20 overs. He wants to keep wickets as well. Or does he? It's fine when you are the understudy. It's fine when you're the stand-in keeper. When someone comes in as a stand-in keeper, you start looking for anything that is good about him because the bad is taken for granted. You say he's only a stand-in keeper. He conceded 4 byes down the leg side. So you search for what is good, and we looked for what is good and we found it in KL Rahul. Now, if you're a regular keeper, you're expected to be a good keeper. Now, all of a sudden, that ball that slips by on the leg side is not okay because he's a stand-in keeper. You're now the regular keeper, and that's a different pressure. I know KL Rahul has done this in Mushtaq Ali, he's done it in Vijay Hazare, but does he want to be a day in, day out white ball keeper and opening batsman sometimes, #5 batsman sometimes, depending on where the injury is? What do we call him the other day? He's a multi-cuisine chef. You want Mughlai KL Rahul, you want Chinese KL Rahul, you want South Indian KL Rahul. So does he want to be that kind of player? It's very easy to do it for a little while, and I think you need clarity. If KL Rahul has to be a white ball keeper, he has to be told he's your white ball keeper for the next 3 years. So what I'm looking for from the Indian cricket team is real clarity on who the number one white ball keeper is now. If it's KL Rahul, that's fine. Tell Sanju Samson, tell Ishan Kishan, tell everybody KL Rahul is our number one keeper. But I'd like to see one keeper and then stay with that person for a long time so that everyone's roles get defined and that middle order now starts to look a little more stable.